All right, hello everybody. I'd like to thank my subscribers, everybody who has commented on my videos. Found them entertaining, found them interesting. Appreciate the support. All I'm doing is sharing experiences I've had with being in the martial arts. Questions that I've asked myself, as I progressed, during my advancements as well in the martial arts. Things I've seen, things I've had an opinion over. So, for today's video, we'll talk about one that I believe may be helpful for parents when trying to get your children to get into the martial arts. Kind of like motivating them, So, here's the thing, again, this comes from my perspective. That's why I, welcome anybody to comment, agree, disagree to what I have to say. Maybe somebody else might have a different perspective that may actually have a lot of more insight than I do, but I'll share what I know so far, or what I believe to be true. So I do know back then, right now I'm 38 years old. So when I joined martial arts, I was around 13 years old, but I had an interest for it when I was in the 6th grade, so that probably puts me at maybe 9 years old. So turn right here. So I already had an interest in the martial arts. I know I comment this a lot, but part of the interest came from being bullied and wanting to solve that problem. Once I hit the 6th grade, started watching Rocky movies, started doing weights, got into the whole concept of fighting, and so on. But really, it's not about that. So I could easily say that for me, the martial arts was really not an issue if I was going to join or not. It was just a matter of when. I do know that I wasn't able to join sooner because I was grounded for most of the school year until I got my grades up, until I started behaving better. My whole reasoning for joining was because I actually wanted to fight someone who I heard was a good fighter and was in martial arts, and I wanted to show them that I also knew how to fight and that I could probably beat them. I got this when I was 13 years old. I was already eager to get in, for the wrong reasons and for the right reasons. For the wrong reasons was to fight that individual, and for the right reasons was because I actually did have an unknown love for the martial arts. Now back then, I wanted to be like a ninja, wanted to wear the whole ninja costume, wanted to do ninjutsu, not knowing what ninjutsu was, not knowing that in ninjutsu is probably like a lot less fighting than you think. So in my case, it's the exception. People with this interest, normally they'll end up in the martial arts. You don't have to convince them. So we're at 4 minutes. Don't want to trail on too far. Get your kids involved in the martial arts. Most parents in the martial arts would always love to get their kids in the martial arts. One example that I did with my oldest son, who's 15 years old. He was starting high school, and I wanted him to learn how to defend himself. So in this case, the hook was that I let him know that, You got to be able to learn how to defend yourself, how to stand your ground, not cause fights, because we actually didn't want him to tell anybody he was in the martial arts, but just have that in his pocket for whenever he needs it. He agreed to it, and he joined. Did it for about maybe half a year. Believe it or not, he does have a knack for it, but it's not something he really wanted to continue with. But at home, we still have moments when we train, when we spar. Even before he got into the martial arts, we were already training outside in our old apartment. So that's one example. Now here's the thing with the kids nowadays. There's a lot more entertainment going on. A lot more things on everybody's plate. For example, like a lot of the kids that we have nowadays, they actually have access to talk to other kids, other people online. They don't just have the friends that they talk to at school. They have friends that they talk to if they have a PlayStation, an Xbox, if they have a phone. They have friends that they talk to through there. They chat with. There's things like Discord. There's so many outlets now for them to talk with, to make friends. Obviously, we always have to monitor the fact that they're not talking to somebody they're not supposed to be talking to. But they have a lot more entertainment on their hands, a lot more reason to stay home. So the whole trick is to get them to get out. Now, here's one that I'm not too fond of, but it does tend to work out. It's bargaining. You bargain with your kid. Your kid likes to play video games, and they get their homework done, and they want to go online and start playing whatever they're gonna play, on their game console. So the bargaining would be like, okay, you know what, you want to play, let's just say they play like about an hour or 2 hours. You want to give them an extra hour, let them know, you gotta at least do some martial arts, join a school where you can do it twice a week, aside from doing your homework and all your responsibilities. You bargain with them because you let them know how important it is to have some martial arts integrated on your daily habits. Now again, I know most parents that do martial arts are the ones that actually are more excited to get their kids into martial arts and the kids actually want to join. So I never really try to force them. So that's one of the ones I'm not really too fond of. Now the one that I'm a bit more encourage more, and we're at 8 minutes, so I'll try to remember that. I'll try to put that in the description. Is to ask your kids, what do they want to do in the future? I know they're young. I know they think they know what they want to do, but since there's a lot more out there, kids nowadays are a bit more smarter when it comes to technology. They might have a better idea of what they want to do in the future. Ask them, and as a parent, try to find out how you can connect that to the martial arts. So if they tell you like they want a job in, I don't know, they want to own their own business. Let's just say that. So let's say your kid wants to run their own business. Let them know that when you join the martial arts, you develop a sense of discipline, a sense of teamwork. If the martial arts school you send them to actually does offer to go to tournaments, to have demos. I know, for example, even though like most people associate with martial arts with tournaments, a lot of martial arts schools also hold demos where they do self-defense. They show their forms in front of the public, so they get in front of people. And not only that, if your martial arts school has a demo team, most likely the advanced students will be in charge of that demo team. The martial art teacher will delegate that to the more advanced, and if you can get your child to become one of those advanced students, they're gonna get that feeling of leadership. they're not just gonna get the discipline to do martial arts, but they'll actually get the concept of what it's like to be in charge of a team, in charge of other individuals. So that's one takeaway, that you can let your children know that they can get leadership skills. I know a lot of jobs, they might be something far out there. Maybe your kids want to go into computer programming or graphic design. Again, the martial arts it's a discipline that can get them active, get them moving. Not only that, get them a chance to network. When you're in martial arts, you get to travel. You get to take these spontaneous field trips to tournaments, go to different cities, as well as meet other people. Just because you have opponents in the martial arts doesn't mean you can't get to know them later on, and actually build a networking relationship with these people. Not only that, your teacher might have you in charge, might have your kids in charge of designing the school logo, designing designing things like a website for the martial arts school, being in charge of the website. Yeah, trust me, like, martial arts is also a business that's got to be run, and it's got to be run professionally. Your kids will have access to that business. So anyways, keep that in mind. Two ways: you can bargain with your kids in a very positive manner, or you can have them flat out let them know that it's a chance for them to run a business by being in the martial arts, and also become an advanced student, and just get to partner with a teacher. Again, leave your comments, concerns, agreements, disagreements. There could probably be more to this issue too, but those are the top two I can think of on the top of my head. Have a great day, everybody.